Luke, there is another. And another. That's a lot of Luke. Okay, people, welcome back to another Fwoosh review. Tonight I'm looking at the Star Wars Black Series 5 Jedi Luke Skywalker. And the first thing I noticed right out of the package, he looks a little skinny. I don't know. It may be the size of the head or the hair or something, but yeah, he's looking a little bit scrawny. Granted, it has been a while since I've seen Return of the Jedi or really any of the originals, but you know, maybe this is an older Luke. He's thinned down. He looks a little bit older. What surprised me is I've seen pictures online and he looked a little pale, but when I actually got him in hand, he doesn't look that bad. He's not as good as, like, maybe the Series 1 X-Wing pilot Luke in skin tone color. He is paler than that, but it's not as bad as I thought it'd be. Doesn't really hurt. The eyes are a little better than what we've been seeing. Yeah, they're a little big and kind of puppy dog, doughy-eyed. Thankfully, they're painted straight and, you know, painted in the right spot. So, I can't complain too much. Again, not as nice as the Series 1 Luke, but better than Bespin Fatigue's Luke. This was the version of Luke I was waiting for. It looks good. That's always how I picture Luke, besides, you know, Tatooine farm boy. And don't get me wrong, the Bespin Fatigues are pretty badass, but you can't beat Jedi Luke in the, you know, grand scheme of things. Little comparison. Here he is with X-Wing Luke and Bespin Luke. You can see a slight height difference. The problem with Bespin Luke, his legs don't seem to want to go together really well. So he kind of loses a little bit of height there. Between the three, just going by head sculpt, I think I like the, I don't know, there's something, maybe it's, you know, the excitement of finally getting 6-inch Star Wars. X-Wing pilot Luke, he stays up there on my favorite list. I don't know, he's got the proportions, he's got the baggy costume, and it was, you know, it was a thrill to get him. And I say thrill, you know what I mean. You bought him. You're watching this video. You bought him. You bought Bespin Luke. He's cool too. But finally getting Jedi Luke, pretty cool. Now, I'm going to show this right off the bat, the action feature. His tunic, I guess, the front, you know, the well-known where he flaps down right here. This is removable. At first, I thought it wasn't, but you know, the other flap was in the package, so I knew it came off. But it's fairly seamless. Looks just like part of the sculpt. It's not sticking up anywhere. It doesn't stick out. If you didn't know any better, you would think it's just part of the sculpt, but you get under it, it just pops right off. There's two pegs in a diagonal position, and he's got a cutout here. You can't go without it, you know, one of the flaps, because it's sculpted into the chest. You just take the other piece, peg it in, and again, it just looks seamless. It fits right onto the, you know, folds of the torso. The folds carry over from the body to the front flap, and then you have the, you know, last half of the movie look for Luke. Like I said, the head looks a little large, so he's almost teenager looking, but the sculpt is there for older Luke. He's, you know, he's kind of, the cheeks are a little more sunken in, the style is more, you know, adult, I guess you could say. Luke, a more weathered, even though there's no weathering, it's just straight, there's no shading to the hair or the skin tone at all. And for the costume, you know, it's just straight black. not a lot to it. The belt is loose. It flops around, turns, and it's very soft rubber. I don't remember this ring right here either, but it looks cool. It adds to the belt. The pouch on this side, nice detailing. The back, he's got kind of a flat butt, but that's okay. It almost looks almost weird how straight the back just, transitions down to the crotch piece in the back. His ass, okay? Articulation wise, he has the standard, up. He's got a hinge and then the ball on top. He's got some nice side to side. Again, like Chewie, he goes to the left more than the right. He's got back, and he has forward. Hinge and swivel shoulders. Hinge and swivel elbow. You're going to get the standard 90 degrees. Turns at the elbow. They went back to the Series 1 setup for the wrists, which is nice for lightsaber poses. He's got hinge and swivel up and down for his lightsaber holding hand, and then swivel. He's got the lower torso joint that replaces both the waist and the, ab crunch. It goes forward about that far, back about there. Some side. Hinge and swivel hips. He doesn't really get out very much. About right there. Forward. Back. Not much. His butt sculpt gets in the way. But he can get in sitting poses. So that's kind of cool for whenever that comes along. Hopefully sometime they'll come with a indoor poncho. And then I'll have to buy a new speeder bike again. Swivel at the top of the thigh. Double hinge knees. Gets all the way back. Some nice motion. You get the Star Wars black flat knee, as I like to call it. Hinge in the ankles, but the detents here are really stiff. It's kind of hard to position them. Left, not so tight. Right, really tight. I figure this is gonna, be different figure to figure. And then the swivel ankle, side to side. Man, I love that joint. For accessories, he comes with his, his lightsaber he built, green blade. And it's a nice sculpt for his lightsaber. The one thing I noticed, and it was when I pulled it out of the package, I thought the clear rod for the lightsaber was bending, but it's not. It's this thin part of the blade, the lightsaber right here, is very loose, so you're gonna have to be careful with that. It's a soft rubber. I don't think it's just gonna snap off, but yeah, there's some trouble brewing there, and the blade is removable, so you can hang it on his belt loop. It goes this way. Not bad at all. With that loose section of the lightsaber here, I'm kind of leery of putting it in his hand, but thankfully his hand's pretty soft. It's not soft, it's just, limber enough to be able to open it up enough to put the lightsaber in, so I don't want to push too hard. With the up and down, you get good lightsaber poses. Straight out, which is, good. I wish some of my He-Man figures had that. Like I said, I am scared as hell. It works. All in all, I mean, it's a pretty good figure. I'll have to go look at reference pictures, He may need a face repaint, some shading to the hair, but end of the day, I'm glad to have Jedi Luke. He was a biggie. It's odd that we get 3 Lukes right off the bat, but I'm not going to complain too much. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe. If I bore the hell out of you, tell me down below. I'll see you on the Fwoosh.